Hello, my curious people. Not long ago, we wrote about Olivia De Havilland celebrating her 104th birthday, and now, after a dozen or so days, we have to sadly notify you of her death. The star of movies such as Gone with the Wind passed away on July 25, 2020, and with her passing ends the golden era of Hollywood. What was the impressive career of the legendary actress like? What did she go through to make it into the history books of the Oscars? And why didn't she talk with her sister, also a famous actress all her life? Experience the fascinating life of Olivia De Havilland, which lasted over a century, so stay with us till the very end. On July 1st, she celebrated her 104th birthday, born in 1916 in Tokyo, where her father taught at a university before becoming a patent lawyer. She came from a wealthy Franco-British family, where her mother was an educated theater actress. After her parents divorced when she was 3 years old, Olivia moved to Los Angeles with her mother and sister Joan. From a very young age, she was in love with art. She could read before she turned 6, attended ballet classes, and took piano lessons. Her mother, on the other hand, taught her drama, music, diction, and, for example, the skill of clear and expressive speech. When Olivia was 9 years old, her mother married a man named George Fontaine, a respected businessman and a department store owner. He had a strict approach when it came to his stepchildren, which provoked a rebellion among the girls. And although Olivia and Joan were not so fond of each other, they were said to have sparred no malice from an early age, often accusing their mother of unequal treatment. They were always competing against each other, and when many years later De Havilland said publicly that she had always loved her younger sister, Fontaine admitted that she doubted the sincerity of it because she had never experienced any warmth from her side. They were also competing with each other in the film industry, which is why Joan decided to take her stepfather's name to cut herself off from Olivia once and for all. Their dispute led to controversy, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Also, speaking of controversies, doesn't their feud remind you of the conflict between Catherine and Josephine Langford, about which we have a video? Olivia made her debut in amateur theater in the play Alice in Wonderland and then appeared in several school plays. However, her interest in acting was met with opposition from her stepfather, who forbade her to perform in the play, making her choose between playing in the play or having a roof over her head. Not wanting to disappoint her colleagues, the girl moved away from her family and stayed with her friends. After she finished high school, Olivia received a scholarship from the Oakland College, where she would study to become an English teacher. At the same time, she also got a job as a second understudy in the performance of The Midnight Summer's Dream. However, it seems luck was on her side because both of the lead actresses and her understudy both resigned from the project a week before the premiere, which meant that De Havilland became the leading actress. Outstanding director Max Reinhardt offered her a role in the film adaptation of Shakespeare's play. Although Olivia was still thinking about becoming a teacher, she decided to, at the age of 18, sign a 5-year contract with Warner Brothers, and so began her over 50-year-long career in the film industry. She appeared in Robin Hood's Adventures with Errol Flynn, among others, until at the age of 22 she received the role of Melanie Hamilton in a movie adaptation of the legendary bestseller by Margaret Mitchell, Gone with the Wind. A fun fact here, this was a role that was rejected by her sister Joan, and just like that, De Havilland's performance in the film went down in history and brought Olivia critical acclaim and her first Oscar nomination for supporting actress. She received her second nomination, this time as a leading actress 2 years later for her role in Hold Back the Dawn, but the statuette went to her sister Joan. However, when Olivia approached Fontaine with congratulations, she publicly rejected them, humiliating her sister in front of the audience. Joan, who was irritated, said in interviews that Olivia had always had a grudge that she was ahead of her in everything. Meanwhile, the situation changed when in 1947, De Havilland was the one to leave the stage with an award for her role to each his own. It was kind of a vice versa situation where Joan wanted to congratulate her sister, but Olivia turned around and did not accept the congratulations. They remained in conflict until Joan Fontaine died in 2013. During her career, Olivia has received one more nomination for the Academy Award and received the statuette for her role in The Heiress. But Olivia went down in history not only through conflict with her sister or her excellent roles, but for her lawsuit against Warner Brothers. When she began to refuse the roles imposed on her, the studio suspended her from her duties and automatically extended her contract for overdue time and blocked any other proposals. This prompted the actress, and then she filed a lawsuit against the studio, which she won in 1947. 1943. The precedent is still called the Law of Havilland and is considered a breakthrough in the actors of struggles for better treatment by Hollywood labels, which back in those days was a major issue as the stars were seen more as studio property than actors. Interestingly enough, in 2017, the 102-year-old actress sued the creators of the series Feud, Bet and Joan, for falsely and unfairly portraying her in the production, in which she was played by Catherine Zeta-Jones. The star decided that in the series she came across as a vulgar gossip girl, and yet since she was alive, some inaccuracies could have been consulted with her. However, the court eventually overturned de Havilland's complaint under the California Anti-SLAPP, the SLAPP statute, a law designed to limit trivial legal actions hindering the First Amendment. In the late 1950s, the actress moved permanently to Paris. The last film with her participation was in the 1988 production, The Woman He Loved. Olivia stopped acting for family reasons. In 1991, at the age of 42, her son Benjamin died after he was diagnosed with an incurable disease. Later, her second husband, the editor-in-chief of Paris Match, and the father of her daughter, Pierre Gallant, contracted lung cancer. Despite an earlier divorce, the couple remained friendly and the star looked after the man until his death in 1998. Meanwhile, on Sunday, July 26, the Reuters agency reported Olivia De Havilland died of natural causes in her home in Paris, France, where she lived for over 60 years. The foreign press has reported that the actress died in her sleep and that her funeral will be a private event and will take place only in the presence of her family. Olivia De Havilland was the last living star of the Hollywood Golden Period. So, my curious friends, which movie do you recognize the actress from? Was it Gone with the Wind or maybe another movie? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next episode.